Okay, well, a warm welcome to you, and I'm really glad that you could take time out of your busy schedule to join with me this evening. It's the evening here in Britain, but in the States, Pacific time, it will be lunchtime, and then Eastern time, it will be mid-afternoon. So wherever you're watching from, we warmly welcome you. Well, this webinar, I'm sorry I had to shunt it from last night. However, my energy wasn't in the right place, and I've learned not to push through, just to surrender, go with the flow, and here we are. And then I have to look at the date and think, my goodness, this is the 22nd, so this is the master number day. So maybe it was always meant to be on the 22nd, who knows. But tonight is all about the divine feminine. It's about activating your inner goddess, finding that powerful woman within you. And I'm delighted to be able to share a little bit about what I know about that with you. Because this evening, I'll just tell you a little bit about the framework. I'm going to talk for a while, and then we'll do a visualization. And that's when the work will really happen. And after we've done all that, we can do a quick question and answer if anyone has any questions about what's been said or what's going on. So that's the framework for this evening. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do 4 things. I'm going to help you to identify and activate the beautiful, powerful woman that is within you. And we all have them. They're all there. This is your inner goddess. The thing is, once you kind of identify her, once we activate her, you will then hear her voice. And that is your authentic voice, the real you. And so many of us are wearing masks, or we're trying to fit in. We're thinking, we're stuffing down a lot of what we truly feel about some situations. We don't speak our truth. Before you know it, we've got throat stuff kicking off. And I spent decades with throat stuff kicking off, chest infections, throat infections, till I really got a handle on this. And now, may I say, that is totally a thing of the past for me. I've really got this being able to cleanse and clear the throat chakra, but also, most importantly for women, the womb and your second chakra. So most of our work tonight will be around those 2 areas. Why the womb? Okay, the womb is, well, it's unique to womb man for a start, but also it reminds us that this is our unique gift that we bring, isn't it? We are the co-creators of humanity. We are the ones who grow the seed, the fertilized seed, and we bring it forward. So humanity simply wouldn't exist without us. But somewhere along the line, we have lost sight of that, have we not? We've been taught 2 things. Women have been taught they're inferior to men. Men have been taught they're superior. And so a level of abuse comes in from men misusing their power. Not all men, don't get me wrong. We've all got, some of us have got really lovely partners or whatever, and I happen to be one of those. But you know, that misuse of power has come in. And then we thought, well, because we've been taught to be inferior, we'll keep our heads down, we'll allow that to happen, because actually we shouldn't really say anything about that. And the minute we do that, we became complicit. We decided we were going to disrespect ourselves, dishonour ourselves, and not be the fullness of what we can truly be. And otherwise, we decided to play small. So that really is what this evening is all about. It's about looking at that programming and conditioning, wrong teaching, because you know, the beautiful beings that I work, who are from the Christ consciousness, as I would put it, are here to teach us that really life is all about equality. It doesn't matter what gender you are, what colour, what creed, what your sexual orientation is. None of that matters. It's when I look in your eyes And when I look beyond the sort of prima facie, if you like, go deep into your eyes, into the wisdom that lies behind those eyes. Because behind the eyes is your soul, the eyes being the windows to your soul. And when we delve deep into your soul, we find this beautiful, magnificent being who chose to come and be on this planet at this extremely powerful time. Because, my goodness, it is so powerful, is it not? And the changes that are playing out are really quite amazing. All this hashtag Me Too stuff, women, these high-powered, not maybe high-powered, but highly visual women on the big stage out there, they've said, oh, well, we're going to speak up. And that's wonderful, because that gave thousands of other women permission to do the same. So now we're finding people in cafes, if the owner's, misbehaving with them or whatever, they're speaking up. So at some level, that caused a collective shift of feeling more confident in our ability to speak up and express our truth. So there we go, the throat and the womb. We're looking at the past programming and conditioning, teaching, ancestral patterns. I mean, what about your mum? Okay, how was she brought up? And, I was thinking about this the other day, about my own mother, who was born in 1910. She's long gone. But, she was brought up in not the Victorian era, but just post-Victorian times. So she was locked in a room for 4 or 5 hours a day with the cello. You're going to be a cellist. Sit and practice, practice, practice. And my mum always carried this sadness about her, because I think a lot of what we might call a normal childhood had been denied to her, because that was it. You're going to be a musician. This is what you're going to do. This is how you will do it. So that was her upbringing, pretty tough. So, I can understand that she would say things to me if I was making remarks to my brothers or my father. She would say, take me aside, don't be so cheeky. She'd say, men don't like cheeky women. Don't show you're smart. She'd just keep it down. And so began the teaching of me to keep it down. Well, I'll tell you what, she picked the wrong chookie when she was trying to tell me that, because it really didn't work. And people would often say to me, oh, you're really quite cheeky. Well, I am cheeky, and I don't apologise for it. All my life, my brother once said to me, bring me a can of beer out of the fridge or something, and my answer to that was, who did your last servant die of, or what did they die of? And really and truly, that was how I felt about it. And so he never asked me again. That was the end of that. So, some people come in and they do that servant thing. They run about after men, and I do know quite a few women like that, but that wouldn't be me. I believe we all need to self-empower, and that includes the men. They need to be able to cook themselves a meal. They need to be able to do the basics, because I think we've just come out of a generation of men where quite possibly, if something happens to the wife, they're lost, and they don't know how to do the basic things. And the reverse can be true. I'm aware of that as well. When the husband goes, a lot's been left to him to do, and therefore, again, there's that feeling of being lost. I don't know how to cope with paying that bill or doing this or doing that. So we need to look at self-empowerment, do we not? We need to look at our own personal power. I can do it. And if I don't know how to, I can Google it, I can find it, ask a pal, ask a friend, phone a friend, all the different options. So there you go. The other thing, so that would be past life. So we would need to look at this time's past life, wouldn't we? We would need to go right back maybe to post or rather conception, right back to when your mother conceived you in her womb. What was going on for your mum then? Was she happy about that? Was this a good thing? Was it a bad thing? Was it celebrated? Was it anxiety, worry? Was it fear? because you know you as a little fetus in the womb, you pick up on all of that. We're just like little sponges, like good little sponges, and we're pulling it in. So it's an interesting one. We then come through all the years. We might have been bullied at school. We might have been told with a horrible voice. You know, there's all these different things that are said to us. Some people think they're making a joke, and you don't take it as funny. And it sits with you. I mean, if you think of the number of clients I've had, I've been doing this for 30 years. And I've had client after client, and they're sitting in front of me, and a lot of them are still hurting and holding on to something that was said to them when they were very small. If not something said, then perhaps abuse of a different kind, physical abuse, something's happened, they're still holding it, and that's causing them to be dysfunctional now, whatever age they are. But we fix it, we mend it, they move on, let it go. So I'm here, it's about taking the funk out of dysfunctional tonight. We're all going to become really functional. I stole that joke. I heard that in Robin Williams' film the other night. I thought, that's brilliant. Let's take the funk out of dysfunctional. Anyway, so there you go. So you know what? That's what's going on. We've come to this point now. We've drawn a line in the sand, and we've said, you know what? No more. No more of these men making rude and horrible remarks in our direction, and we just sit and smile, and you know, we take it in. We don't have to do that. Some of us might be okay with that, and I'm fine if you're okay with that. Personally, I'm not. I can remember a few years ago, be about 15 years ago, I was invited to our accountant at the time, and she was a she, and she said, come to this accountant's dinner. There's so-and-so speaking, la, la, la. So anyway, go along to a big hotel in Inverness, and here we are. I think Jill and I were probably 2 out of maybe half a dozen women there, but about hundreds of men. And this guy got up, a lawyer, and to say he was blue would have been a gross understatement. I was mesmerised. I was mesmerised not only at how blue someone can be, because I've listened to Billy Connolly, so I've had a good sort of schooling in that, but he was really, really blue, and it was really anti-women. And, you know, I was sort of turning around looking at the other women, and as I say, a lot of them just smiling and laughing. And I was thinking, I wonder what they really feel about this. I wonder how women really feel about being the butt of these jokes. They were really close to the bone, you know. And anyway, and the language was creative, to put it mildly. So anyway, I just at some point decided, actually, this isn't for me. You see, we all have choice. It's not to make anybody else, the other ladies, if they were happy with that, great, fine. But you know what? I just got up. I maybe sat through for about half an hour, and I thought, no, I can choose not to sit here and receive this level of what he thought was funny, but it was actually abuse in another way. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not a prude. Some of you might be thinking, oh, you're maybe a bit straight-laced, Patricia. I am honestly not. I think you can take some things from somebody like Billy Connolly, who's a real character, and he gets away with it. But this guy was a lawyer in a black suit, and it just, for me, it didn't work. So the point I'm making is, I think the more of us that stand up, if you don't like something, just say, actually, I'm not prepared to put up with that. I'm off, thank you. And make choices that actually are good for you. See, I went away home, came home to my beautiful house, my lovely husband, couried down, and that was it. I don't need to do that. I don't need to subject myself to stuff that isn't going to grow or prosper my spirit in any way. So if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, I find it difficult even to go to parties that people are having, because I find the level of conversation possibly, it just doesn't float my boat. I really want to know what makes people's hearts sing and what you're doing now and what you're creating next. You're writing a book, you know, I love that kind of thing. I don't like going into the, oh, did you see so-and-so's done so-and-so, you know, it's just, you just get to a stage where that vibration doesn't serve. So we've really become, I don't know what the word would be, quite quiet. Whereas I used to be a party animal. I was drinking my head off and smoking, doing all these things, but I don't do them anymore. And I'm happier than I was. And I'm more functional than ever I was. And I'm more me. You're getting more of me tonight than you would ever have got if I'd had 3 gins and tonics or whatever it was. Whereas I thought that was me being the party animal, and that was just wonderful, you know. So what you're hearing tonight is my authentic voice. And yes, I'll make mistakes when I'm speaking, and I might not just remember to say everything I planned to say. And I'm okay with that. I can be happy with a bit of imperfection, whereas I think before I was very hard on myself. But being authentic is speaking out. I also now speak out about being a channel. A spiritual channel, a channel for Mary Magdalene and Jesus and the angels, the divine feminine, all of that. And I don't give a monkey's funky what anybody thinks about it anymore. I used to be really uptight about that. Oh, what would people say, you know, and, you know, if that one knew, or I better not say this. And so I had all these self-imposed limitations. That was all going on around my throat as well. Well, I can't tell them. I could see this aura around them, or, you know, a pink aura, or I better not say that, or I'm getting a real feeling of anger off her, or, you know, whatever it is. So I was close. I was making adjustments to me to suit all of them. So it's about moving on from that. It's about saying, you know what, I'm a unique human being here. There are 7.5 billion of us on the planet, but there's nobody else like me. There's nobody with my thumbprint, my eye print, my voice print, or my heart print. There's only one Patricia Iris Kerins. There's only one of you. So you know what? Are you going to fall in love with her? That is the question. Can you fall in love with that beautiful being that you are? Really love every aspect of her and forgive her if she does things that you feel are not quite right, but be aware of judgment and duffing yourself up. You know, at some stage you've got to let go of that as well. So if you can move into that place of real forgiveness, then you can move into a real place of loving yourself, falling in love with you. And that's not an ego thing. It's not coming from, oh, see me, I'm the big I am. It's coming from a sense of value, inner value, valuing this beautiful being, honouring her, respecting her. Do you know, whatever is playing out of your 3rd chakra here, that's your village drum. That sends out the message. So I can't fall in love with you if you don't love you, because you wouldn't be sending that message out. And you know, I would say it's only in the last year or so that I actually made that quantum leap to really, really love myself. And it was so interesting because I use affirmations, I absolutely love them. And I'd been saying, I'm falling in love with myself. I'm falling in love with everything I do because I just love what I do. And I love what I'm sharing and I love what I'm being. I was really getting into it. And then on Saturday at this workshop in Dundee, this lovely lady, we were checking in and saying, why were we all there? What were we attracted to the workshop for? And this beautiful woman said, well, I was at Patricia's talk last night and I just fell in love with her, and I fell in love with her work, and I nearly fell off my chair because it absolutely proved the point that if you're falling in love with you, other people are going to fall in love with you. Of course they are, because love is the magical quotient here. I mean, I'm staring at a screen here, but you know, this is a bit of magic, isn't it? I can talk to all you guys, and pour love into my beautiful little Mac computer, which I absolutely adore. But I can just send that love out to you and fill your heart with love. And then you can really flood yourself full of that love. Then what do? You really give it to you. And then when you go back in next door or whatever, where the other half of the family are, then you're giving out more love. And it goes right out into the fabric of your building that you're sitting in. It goes into every aspect, every bit of food in your fridge. Have you ever thought about that? All the water, the juice, the milk, or whatever you're using, filling with that beautiful, loving feeling, filling with the magic. Then your life becomes full of miracles and magic. And every day you just pull the curtains open, you look, take a big, deep breath, because I'll tell you something, every day you're breathing is a bonus and something to be truly grateful for. So hang on, this is water now, this is not anything else, just tell you. So there we are, just bringing all this magical, gorgeous energy into your life actually means that it doesn't matter what happens to you, and there'll be ups and there'll be downs. But isn't that life? When you have the ups, that's great. Really, really enjoy them. When you have the downs, you'll appreciate the ups a lot more, but also there'll be something to learn. That'll be you in learning mode. Once you've learned it, it's like, woohoo, here we go again, and then back down. So life is a wave, and it's flowing. And as long as you don't get pissed off with that when it goes down, say, why is this all not working? It's not happening the way it should be. If you don't go there, but if you just say, okay, I can accept this. This is the way it is. I can surrender to this. I know this will pass. And there's an old saying, it just says, this too shall pass. And 2 or 3 days time, you're away back up again. So it's about understanding the flow of life. It's about grounding and aligning your beautiful energy, your beautiful divine feminine energy into the ground. Because here is the mother. Here is the divine mother, Mother God. Somebody took a pen and just went whoosh out. I mean, in all the church religions, it's all about the men. And it's all about Father God. Well, Father God couldn't create anything without Mother God. You see, there is the vessel, there's the womb. It takes two to tango, doesn't it? And bring forward the beautiful energy, divine mother, divine father, divine child. We are the divine children, and we are not separate from Mother and Father God. So that's another thing I thought we could do is, before we start the visualization, is we'll invoke the power and the presence of the Divine Mother deeply into ourselves, and then I'm going to guide you on a beautiful visualization. Because you see, when you really hear your authentic voice, you're going to feel her power, and it's love power. It's not just any old power, love power. But it's also purpose, not just any old purpose, it's love purpose, because you're going to be doing and being what you love. But then there's also passion. I'm so passionate about what I do. Being able to spend time with you this evening to help you find all these aspects of you, that is a joy to me. It's a gift. But then it is that presence, it's acknowledging that love presence within, pulsating in your heart, evenly, quietly, always there, reassuring, loving and kind. So I think that's enough talking. We've only got so much time, and I'm going to lead you on a visualization right now. And to do this, it would be really good if you could just make yourself really comfy and definitely switch off your microphone. That would be really good. And if you want, you can switch off your video. That doesn't need to be on either. So that you're just hearing me through your own computer's microphone. You will receive me anyway, okay? So, making yourself really comfortable, I'm going to invite you to just sit with your hands facing up the way, palms up. That's it. And your feet flat on the floor. If you're lying in a bed, then just imagine your feet are on the floor. That's perfectly acceptable. And you're going to relax. You're going to relax so much, you're just going to close your eyes. And as you allow your eyes to close, you take all of your awareness to your breathing, to your beautiful breath. I want you to notice as you breathe in that new oxygen. It's new prana, life force. And if you take that in-breath out to the tips of your fingers, top of your head, down to the tips of your toes, you feel it oxygenating your blood from head to toe. And as you breathe out, of course, you're letting go. You're letting go of everything and anything that no longer serves, because you really don't need that anymore. So using the breath constructively like this, you're allowing that breath in to pull in the newness, the new beginnings. We've just had a new moon. So all those beautiful energies, energy from the number 22, it's the 22nd of November, master number. Breathing all of that in, then letting go of anything that no longer resonates with that high vibrational energy. Good. You ought to feel yourself much more relaxed now as you return to a nice even in and out breath. And now you're going to take all of your awareness to the base of your spine. And from the base of your spine, you're going to send it down and down. A beautiful tube, a hollow tube. It's your tap root. You know, all of the magnificent trees on our planet have tap roots, and so do you. And I want you just to feel it going down and down, right down into the heart of Mother Earth. So it's going to go through lots of different layers and strata of the earth. And when it reaches Mother Earth's heart, I want you to see it locking on there. Absolutely locking on. Good work. And now you're going to take your awareness to the soles of your feet. And from the soles of your feet, you send down other roots. But these are smaller roots. They're more like tendrils, if you like, not as solid as the big tap root. But for these ones, what we're going to do is spread them around our beautiful sacred circle here, because we do have a sacred circle here. Because we have people who have shown up this evening to do this webinar, but then there will also be people who couldn't do it right now and who will join us at a later date. And so we can include them in our beautiful sacred circle of love. So I want you to see those roots of yours going round and entwining with all these beautiful beings, beautiful, beautiful beings of love and of light. Because they are all goddesses. And they are preparing their wings ready to fly, as we all are, in our beautiful sacred circle of love. And you breathe as you feel that connection filling and flooding you. You feel part of the group, part of the circle now, because we're going to add to the circle. We're going to build on that. As I now invoke the power and the presence of the Divine Mother, Divine Goddess, Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. Then I will also invoke the Divine Father, the Creator and the Creatrix in divine equality. I also invoke the councils of light, the highest of the high, as well as the beautiful Christed beings, Mary Magdalene and Yeshua ben Joseph, Mother Mary, Grandmother Anna. All of these beautiful beings are now coming and standing around our sacred circle of love, holding our energies safe and secure as we do our work this night. And to complete this group, I now invoke the power and presence of the archangelic realms. Archangel Michael, Most High, Archangel Azrael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Haniel. Highest of the high, we invite you also, along with all the other angels who are supporting us in our endeavors. And we feel the warmth of their love surround us. We feel now that we are in the middle of a beautiful pink bubble of loving light, highest vibration possible. Fabulous. And we are there. Now we are holding hands, and we are also connected by our intertwining roots. For we are all beautiful beings of light, spirits, souls, living a human experience on this earth. And therefore we feel our feet very solidly upon the earth. And we ground, and now we are going to align with Source. So we're going to take all of our awareness to the top of our heads, to the crown. You are going to see going from there another hollow tube, another root, but this time you're rooting up the way to Source, the source of all that is, the source of the Christ consciousness. And call it forward and down now. See this beautiful white mist coming down and round, flooding into the crown of your head, into your beautiful eyes, all three eyes, the ones that look out, and then the one that looks within, that gathers your insights, your intuition, very much a part of the inner goddess activation. And so allow that energy now to come down and down through all the facial muscles, down into your throat. Down and down it comes, right down into your heart. And of course, coming along with that beautiful Christ consciousness are all these beautiful Christed beings arriving in your heart chakra. Take a deep breath. And now you are going to call up from Mother Earth, the Divine Goddess, Divine Mother. I am now calling up all your beautiful passion, love power, love purpose, love presence. Call it up. See it coming up through your beautiful taproot, your tube. It's golden, it's red, it's filled with her energy, and it's coming right up through the base chakra, right up and up and up through the spine, filling every vertebrae, every disc, lengthening the spine. You're growing taller. You feel yourself expand as this energy goes out through your beautiful skeleton to the tips of your fingers, tips of your toes, top of your head, every bone filling and flooding with that amazing energy. She is so powerful and strong, courageous and brave, but always loving, always accepting and forgiving, surrendering to the flow of life. And yet, she holds in reserve her absolute birthright to be able to be fierce, like the lioness protecting her cubs when she speaks her truth, because it needs to be heard. And so, that energy is surging into your heart center right now. It's meeting this finer energy that comes down from above. They meet together in your heart. They're dancing. And it's a slow, sinuous, sensual dance as they mix, meld, merge together. Here is the divine balance, the sacred marriage within. And as I look at that now, I see all of you. You are transforming into beautiful priestesses, high priestesses. Your shoulders are back, your chins are down, crowns stretching up to source, roots going down into the heart of Mother Earth. You are grounded, you are aligned, and you see yourself walking along a beautiful pathway, and there before you are the doorways to the temples of your amazing inner church, the church of love that sits within your heart. Beautiful beings of light, you just walk straight in, and all these beautiful beings that we invoked earlier are all there to see you, to greet you, to love you, to bring you in, to welcome you. And you breathe, because Mary Magdalene herself comes and takes you by the hand and takes you into a small room, a room at the side, closes the door, and she turns and she shows you, it's like a hologram of you, and she's putting it up on a light box. And she's saying, you are 100% goddess. However, you also have a little darkness, little shadow, if you like, within your whole being, because there are fears, there are anxieties, perhaps anger from the past. There are patterns coming down. And although we may not have time, obviously, to go into each and everything this night, there may well be past life stuff, there may well be ancestral stuff. So what I'm just going to ask you to do, she is asking us all to have a look and see which areas are a bit grey. Certainly in your womb, there's some grey stuff, if not pretty dark stuff. If you've had your womb removed, don't worry, there will still be the imprint of it all there. And maybe that's why that had to be removed, but the imprint's still there. You still need to work on the stuff accumulated. And so, picking it up there, go to your throat now. You may well see cords tying the throat to the womb, because all the memory is suppressing your expression. Oh, you've been oppressed in the past, without a doubt. You've been repressed. And you've been made to feel guilty. You've been made to feel ashamed. Look at where that's being held. It could be in the liver, could be in the kidneys. Fear hangs out in the kidneys and bladder. Sometimes when we're going to the loo, we've become fearful about something. So in this moment, I am invoking Archangel Michael Most High to join yourself and Mary Magdalene. And he's just going to come in, he's looking at that holograph, and he's removing those patches. He's removing them now. And it's like I see him taking big black slugs out your throat. Big black slugs of stuff. He fills some great big black bin bags with this stuff. And then he calls on his assistants to come and take all of that to the light. How wonderful. Because you no longer need to be concerned with this. You're letting it go. You're releasing it with love. Now, if you feel any resistance to that, be aware. And override it with a positive thought. I now choose to let go of all this stuff that's holding me back. And letting go of it with joy, happiness, love. And you see his helpers taking all of that to the light with love and forgiveness, you see. We forgive ourselves. We forgive all those involved who have in any way subscribed or grown that within you. And I see him cutting cords all around you as sword above your head, to the right, to the left, in front and behind, swish, 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 cutting cords like mad. And now they're just asking you to call back your power from all those situations, whether they're past lives, ancestrals, wrong teachings, conditioning, no matter what. I now recall all of my power. Bring it in and fill those areas. Still looking at the light box. See that womb filling with that power. See the throat filling with the power. And any other bits. Then Raphael is filling you with divine love. So now you see all of that turning pink. Beautiful pink, liquid, loving colour. Reweaving your auric field. Now, Michael takes that hologram down and he's just putting it back in. He's embedding it back into your physical body. Those energetic patterns having been removed. And it feels good. And then I just see Raphael now, and it's like he's reweaving your auric field. He's got to make sure that that's all been put back in place. And I mean, I just see it all. It's like a jellified field. That's like jelly. And he's stitching up like mad and restoring you. And there you are. You are beautiful. But now Mary Magdalene just leads you down to another part of that room. And there's a little stage there. And from the right-hand side, this beautiful being comes in. Beautiful, beautiful being. And she is magnificent. She is goddess. And she is you. And you look at her and you realize this is the beautiful being who's living inside. Your higher self, if you like, your soul. And you look at her and you're so delighted to see her. You look deep into her eyes. You get lost in her eyes. She knows this has been tough. This lifetime's been tough for you. You chose to come, though. You chose to undergo it because you knew you were going to learn masses. Your soul was going to learn huge amounts on this particular journey. And so, you're able to say to her, I love you, I honor you, I respect you, I value you. And yes, I agreed to come. And now I am remembering you. I am remembering who I truly am. I am this beautiful soul goddess having a human experience. And you smile at her because you're also going to say your new affirmation, which is, I am falling in love with my soul. I am falling in love with every bit of me. I am valuing every bit of me. I am honoring and respecting all of who I am. And she's smiling and nodding. Because we have our humanness and we need to fall in love with that too. And she knows that. I now choose to fall in love with the human aspect of me. Because I'm okay. I'm an okay person. And the more love you find for yourself, beautiful beings, the more you're going to have to give out. So simple. You've got to do it for you first. And so I want you to give this beautiful inner goddess of yours, whom you have truly activated today, this evening. Here she is, here she comes. She's going to be speaking up. She's going to be speaking out. She's going to be doing it with courage, with braveness. She's going to be sharing her authentic truth, because all the stuff, the crap that was holding it back's gone. So congratulate yourself. Just even in that short time, there's been a huge amount of work done. Well done. Well done. Bless you. And you just honor her. Namaste. Thank you so much. Give her a big hug. Pull her right into your heart. Feel yourself expand. Breathe in. Take her right out to your fingertips, your toes, top of your head. Feel her occupying you. I am goddess. I am one with the goddess that is the earth. And I am one with the God that is the universe. They live equally within me in perfect, divine, sacred balance. Equality within brings you equality without, on the outside. And you give great thanks to Maria Magdalena, who's been working with you, and all the archangels. You come out of the side room, you walk back into the main room. They're all there, these beautiful beings. They're saying, call on us. We're here to help. We're here to support you in love and in light and on your soul's journey. Call on them. But right now you're waving goodbye. You feel amazing. You're feeling inspired. And you come out of your beautiful church of love within. You see 10 steps ahead. You're going to climb those 10 steps up. These 10 steps bring you right back into the here and now, the present moment. It's the 22nd of November. It's about 10 to 9 in the evening here. 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific time. And you breathe. And you feel your feet on that 10th step. You're just sort of moving them about. And then 9 and 8, you're bringing that awareness up your lower legs into your knees. 7 and 6, coming up your upper legs. 5, 4, and 3, coming up the trunk of your body. You're moving your shoulders, moving your arms, moving your hands. 3 and 2, moving the neck side to side, because on the next number, 1, you are opening your eyes and coming back. Welcome back. Wow, have you got something to have a wee drink of water or tea or whatever you've got there? Well, my goodness, that was pretty deep work for a short time together. So I just need to flag up some health warnings as ever. drink loads of water, please. And just be mindful that you might have a slightly sore throat, or you might feel a bit periody pains. If you're beyond that stage, you probably won't, but just be mindful. There may well be stuff going on. And obviously the work I do can take you deeper and deeper and deeper. We can go really deep, but that takes time. Thank you so much, Althea. That's lovely. I'm so glad you enjoyed that, dearest heart. And if you want to go deeper, please do visit my web, subscribe to the web, and I'll tell you why. When you subscribe, you automatically get a free ebook, and it's called Find Your Inner Goddess. So it's backing what we've just done up with quite a lot of other information. And then you might want to schedule a free call with me. It's just 30 minutes. I call them discovery calls. And that would really be with a view if you wish to work with me. And we could look at a plan for you if you feel that you would like to go further. The other thing is I'm doing events certainly all over Scotland. Hopefully next year, a few down in England. But I just need to have the right people sort of in the right places. Possibility Stoke-on-Trent, definitely at the Chiron Institute there, and that's a possibility, but I'll keep you posted. So there's always something happening. If you sign up, I'll let you know, and you never know, I might be in your area. And you could come along for a one-day workshop and join a group of goddesses, and you will be amazed at the work we get through, and just the wonderful divine healings that people experience. So look out for that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to see if anyone has a question. You could unmute yourself. I know you're on chat there, Althea, but anybody wanting to ask, did that trigger anything there that you might want to ask? You need to take yourself off mute and then say hello. I think you are muted, Althea. I'm not hearing you.
Hello.
Hello. There you go. Hi.
Yeah,
thank you.
Brilliant.
That's
really
good.
Yeah.
Good. And
Very powerful.
Good. That's lovely. Any questions, Althea?
I don't think so at the minute.
All right.
So.
Okay.
I'm just feeling chilled at the minute. So.
All right, my dear.
It's really.
Okay, lovely. I'm glad you got a lot out of that. PM me on Facebook. You know, we're friends there, so do PM me there if anything crops up, because it might do.
Yeah.
Okay, but thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
And Chris, I see you're there. I got your new submission. You're not on video, but if you have a message, take yourself off mute if you would like to ask a question or just check in this evening. No? No. Okay. Maybe you don't know how to unmute. I've unmuted you. Oh no, I haven't. I'm sorry. I think it needs you to do it, but not to worry. It's lovely that you're here. And there's interesting, because I met you in Stoke-on-Trent. So yes, I may well, I think I'm talking to June and John. We may well get another date in there next year. So, okay, I'm going to bless you both. And we did have loads signed up, but I think what they do is they watch it at a later time that suits them. But I'm so glad. It was lovely to have people live. It's lovely to do that and to be able to see smiling eyes and faces. That is just gorgeous. So thank you so much. Bless you. Have a good rest of evening, and do contact me if any questions emerge. but be prepared to fly. I mean, did you feel the expansion just with those
Yeah.
new energies?
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Thank you. Bless you.
all right.
Patricia, thank you.
Bye
Good night.
bye.
Good
Lots
evening.
of love.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too.